Hello, welcome to Ghana STEM-TUTORs. Today we are going to learn about one of the most important tools for electronics, prototyping, the breadboard. If you have ever wondered how to connect components without soldering, then this video is for you. So, as a beginner starting with basic electronics or basic hardware electronics like Arduino, ESP32, you may have to understand how to use breadboard for easier testing. So sometimes you may want to use simulation softwares just like this ones. But then what if you want to also test how the end product will be after you complete the project? So you can use a breadboard for the testing. So you can arrange all your components and then you have your testing on it. And then after that, you are sure to know that not just a normal stimulation, but then you know that you have the results and then you can start with the project. So that is why breadboard is very, very important. So breadboard is a simple platform that allows you to build and test electronic circuits without soldering. So as you can see, so we are going to use Autodesk Tinkercad for today's sessions, and then we are going to learn how we can use a breadboard. So there are various types of the breadboard. So we have the mini here, and then we have the small one also here. Okay, for the sake of this video we are going to focus on this breadboard, because once you understand this one you'll be able to also apply the knowledge here. Okay, so we have this one too, then we have this one. Okay, let's delete the two and then focus on this one. Okay, so we have the power rails, which is negative here and then positive here. So these are the parts of the breadboard. So the power rails, we have them here. We have positive here, negative here, positive here, negative here. So we are going to learn how we are going to use them. And then we have terminal strips. So the terminal strips are these ones. And then the center divider is this one. So this divides the upper section and then the lower section of the breadboard. So the center divider is here. And then we also have another terminal strip here. Okay, I hope this is not confusing with the parts of the breadboard. So the power strips are these ones, the power strips, terminal strips, terminal strips. Okay, so to get started, we are going to use LED or other components to also learn how we can use the breadboard. So we have rows and then what? Columns. So these are the rows, which is the horizontal line. The rows are here: A, B, let me zoom in, A, B, C, D, E, and then we have F, G, H, I, J. So these are the rows. So as you can see, and then we have the columns. So from here to here, we have the columns just like that. So we are going to learn how we are going to use this breadboard. Okay, so for the power rails, we have the positive at this side and then the negative at this side. So observe well, as I place the cursor here, you can see that there is a line which is moving straight forward, a horizontal line. This indicates that there is a conducting here. So from here to the end point is conducting. Do we understand this? And then if I place the cursor here, you can see that we also have from here to here. So as you can see, the line. Okay. So it means that whatever you place here, if you supply a power here, you can pick the power from this side. Do we understand this? Okay, so let us pick a voltage source. Or let me say a battery, and then we are going to connect it and then see how our breadboard is going to supply the power. Okay, so we have our voltage source here, So positive, let me connect it to the positive side, and then negative, let me connect it to the negative side. Okay, so it means that since this voltage source is supplying 9 volts, we are having 9 volts at this line. So I can pick the voltage from this side, I can pick it from this side, I can pick it from this side, I can pick it from this side, because we have the voltage running through in a horizontal form. Do we understand this? So to test this, let us pick a DC motor. Okay, so we have our DC motor here. So we will pick the DC motor. For experiment's sake, let's pick, let's say, 3 of them. Okay, so we have our DC motor here. We are going to connect our DC motor. We are connecting this one to this side, and then this one to this side. Okay, negative to negative, and then positive to positive. Okay, so once we have it like this. What it means is that power is only running through this horizontal two lines. So there is no power here because there is no connection between this and the lines here. Do we understand this? So when we start the simulation, you will see that we are having all the 3 motors running because current is flowing, right? So we have power being supplied from this side to this side. Do we understand this? So we don't have any power at the vertical side of the breadboard, or let me say at the terminal strips of the breadboard. We only have it moving from the power rails. So let me stop the simulation. So I said that this is called the power rails. Okay, so we have the power rails here, and then we have the center divider at this side, which divide the two breadboard. Okay, so to continue, let us also understand how we can also use the terminal strips. So at this side, we have the terminal strips. So what it means that each of them is dependent on its own. So there is no connection between here, here, and then it continues like that. So it means what it means is that from the at this column, we have a connection, right? So there is a connection. So it means that whatever voltage is being supplied at this side, you can pick it from this side, right? That is why you see the light on. So it follows like that. It follows like that. That way. Okay. So you can actually pick or use several sensors and then you can connect to them. So assuming I pick any sensor, let's say I pick the, let me say, ultrasonic sensor, and then I place it here. Okay, so it means that I can pick the GND from this side, I can pick the 5 volts from this side, and I can pick the signal from this side. So I can also pick it from here, pick it from here. So what it means is that at this column side, we can pick the signal from each of them, right? So we cannot place the ultrasonic sensor here and then go and then pick the signal from this side because there is no connection between here and then here. Do we understand this? Okay, so to test this, we are going to use a normal LED, and then, okay, so I have my LED with cathode and then anode. I am adding another LED, and then I'll add another one. Okay, so for the sake of the voltage that we are supplying, let us use this battery for this experiment. That is because for the simulation part, 9 volts is very huge for these LEDs. We will test that for you to see. So we have the LED at this side. Okay, so if I decide to supply 1.5 volts at this power rails, at this side of the power of the breadboard, so it means that I have 1.5 volts running through this line, if we understand, right? Okay, and then there is no power at this side, right? But then I want to supply power to these LEDs, right? I can decide to bring the LEDs to this side, right? So we have cathode and then anode. So cathode is the negative, anode is the positive. So if I decide to bring the LED to this side, let's start the simulation and see. Okay, you can see that we have the LED on, right? It is on. Let's stop it and see. It's off. It's on. Good. Okay. I am actually using the LED for the explanation, but then there are other sensors that you may want to place them here because they contain more than 2 terminals, or they contain more than 2 terminals, or the project or the prototype that you are working on, you require more than this, just the power lines, right? You'll be connecting the signals to maybe Arduino board or any other board that you'll be using. Okay, so if I decide to pick any of the or to let any of the LEDs here come on, I would have to supply power to that side. Do we understand this? So let's say I'm going to supply 1.5 volts here, 1.5 volt to that side. Okay, so I will have to connect it in the rightful way. So that is the anode. Okay, so now it means that I am going to supply 1.5 volts to this LED, right? So now there is power in this line, right? So what it means is that whatever that I insert here will have the 1.5 volts, right? So if I decide to bring this LED to this side, it means that both of the LEDs are going to what? Light up. Let's start the simulation and see. Good. So that is why we have all the LEDs on. So as you can see, so we are going to also use another sensors. So let's say that we want to use good. So let's say the ultrasonic sensor as we pick it earlier on. So we can pick our ultrasonic sensor, okay? And then we have our motion sensor here. Okay. So if we are working on Arduino projects, we will definitely have our Arduino board like this, right? You see that this make it very simple in terms of connecting, right? So in this case, maybe we are not going to use the power source. We will not need it. But then we are going to have the connection, right? So for simplicity's sake, maybe we are going to connect the 5 volts to the positive side of the power rails. And then we are going to connect the GND to the negative side of the power rails. Okay. So we will do same for the motion sensor. So after that, you can bring your Arduino board. Since on the Arduino board, we have only one 5 volt terminal, then we can then connect it to the power rail. I hope you understand this because we know that at this side there is a conduction, right? So there is the horizontal line allow conducting to take place. So once you pick your line, you pick any you use any of the terminals, you still have a supply. So you can also connect the GND. You can also connect the GND like that. Okay, that is that. And then you connect your signals to the various pins that you are going to use. So maybe if you are using pin 2, there is just for explanation, right? If you are using pin 2, you can just connect it like that. Okay. So that is how you use the breadboard. It is very, very, very easy to use. So you have your vertical lines here. You have your horizontal, which is the power rails. You have your terminal strips. You have your center divider here, and then you have another terminal strip here. So assuming we have various or so many sensors to connect, let me add more sensors. Okay, so if we have, let me select all of the sensors. Okay, this is gas sensor. Okay, so with this type of gas sensor, since we have some of the terminals here, we can then place it like this. You get it, so that we have A1 here. We can pick it from here. We can pick another terminal from here. We can pick another one from here. So there is no connection between the upper side and then the lower side. So because of the center divider, right? So in this case, there is no short circuit, right? So it means that there is no connection here. There is no connection here. So this side is separated from the upper side. Hope we understand this. Okay. So let's add more sensors. Let's add more sensors and we will know how to connect all of them. Okay, so we have RGB here. Okay, so when we connect the RGB, okay, so you can decide to, place it like this. So we have the cathode, we can pick it from any of the terminals here. And then we have the line for the blue, and then this one too is what for green, and then this one too for red. So a combination of red, blue, and then what? Green. Okay. So let's have one demonstration. So let's delete all the other components and we are going to have one demonstration on how we can use the breadboard. Okay. I hope you are enjoying the lesson. Okay. So if we are dealing with the RGB, we are going to connect it. So cathode here, or this one is the red. Okay, so we are going to connect red to pin 12 of the Arduino board, and then this one is cathode. So we can pick it from here, from any of the lines. We can pick it from here. So that is the cathode to the GND of the Arduino board, and then this one is what? Blue. So we are given pin 11 for the blue, and then this one is what? Red. Pin 10 for the red. Okay. Okay. So now, since we want the RGB to come on, we are going to program it, right? So we are going to use text only. Okay, so first of all, let us clear this code. Okay, so we are going to define the pins that we are using. So integer, LED, let's say blue, right? Blue was pin 11. You end it with semicolon for C++. You have to watch the first video of getting started with Arduino and then end LED red, and that is pin 10, right? You end it with semicolon and then end LED green, that is pin 12, and then we end it with what? Semicolon. After that, you state the pin mode of the various LEDs. So LED blue is what? Output, right? Output in capital. You end it with semicolon. So let's copy, and then it's not the best thing to do, but then to save time, once you understand it, okay. So let's change the names. So LED red is here. Sorry, LED red is here, and then LED green. Okay. So we are going to put all the LEDs on. So digital right, W capital, LED blue, high means on. You end it with semicolon, and then we can copy and then paste to save time. So we will change this name to LED red. Sorry, red, and then we will change this one to LED green. Good. Now we can start with our simulation. Once we start with our simulation, we are supposed to have it on. But why is it? I mean, it's just bad because we didn't use any resistor, right? So the current passing through. So let's read. The LED broke because the LED is driving by 64.1 milliamps, whilst maximum current is 20.0 milliamps. So let us add any resistor to the LED to prevent it from busting. Okay, so I'm going to add a resistor to the LED. Hope you understand this. I'm going to add the resistor to the LED. Okay, so we have our resistor here. And then, good. So now we can start our simulation. So we start our simulation. You can see that the RGB is on. Okay. Okay, so let's add some delay to the code, and then we also try to, I mean, on and then off it. So we are going to delay the LEDs. So LED blue will be on and then off for 1 second, right? Sorry. Will be on and then off for 1 second. Okay, so we are going to, turn on the LED. Let's also delay it here for 1 second. I hope you are enjoying the tutorials. Okay, so we are going to also delay this one too for 1 second, and then we are going to turn it off. Then we will delay it again for 1 second. Okay, and then we also delay this one too. So this one is for red LED, this one is for blue LED. And then we also delay this one too. Remember, we are using RGB, so we can even have some of the colors adding up. Okay, this one is for blue. So we are turning it off here. And then we are going to delay it. Okay, so let's start the simulation. Okay, so we have our RGB on, as you can see. Okay, so we have, let's check the code and see. I'm not seeing this part. Okay, red LED. Okay, sure. So that is that for today. Please comment and then like our video, and then also subscribe to my channel so that when I release new video you have it. Thank you.